I always kind of had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to do in the sense I knew what I liked. So I'm fortunate that way. I always really loved space from a young age. My dad used to be a pilot, so I saw airplanes all the time, got really involved with model rocketry. And then in high school, I got out and did a lot of outdoor stuff. So I got really into hiking and skiing, so I just love looking at rocks. So just a natural merger of space sciences and earth sciences, and that's what I ended up doing. I arrived as a dawn scientist, as a grad student at UCLA after I graduated my undergrad in the late summer of 2014. And I've been there ever since. That's about 8 months before we arrived at Ceres. The fact that there were so many craters on Ceres was a big, I wouldn't say upset, but it was a nice curveball. Because a lot of people were predicting that it was going to be very smooth, almost like a billiard ball. Some or less extreme, but there were a lot of craters. But they were different. They weren't what we were expecting. The first thing that really popped out to me when the first images came back is there was a big hexagonal crater. It's got a very interesting name. I call it Feoku. I think that's the correct pronunciation, but there's a J in the middle. And I did a lot of geological mapping, so that ended up being my quadrangle that I helped map with the geologic mappers. And that was the first thing that I saw, and I said, you know what, I want to map that spot. And they gave it to me. I think Ceres is pretty cool. I think there's definitely there's justification to going back, and I think they should send a lander because there is so much diversity. It is really different than other things we've seen, but the outer solar system and it's all really neat. So Ceres and icy satellites, I think, is where it's at right now. That's what I want to see.